Hello and welcome to Pisces Moon Astrology. I'm your astrologer, Kate Leonard, and I'm excited to explore the stars with you. Hi, everyone. Welcome to part 3 of the preview of 2026 series that I've been doing the end of the year. And I am literally recording this on Christmas Day. So if that's a holiday you celebrate, Merry Christmas. How cool is this? I have to say it's weird. I'm alone for Christmas Day, and it's kind of feeling really good that I'm spending it doing this. I know that a lot of you have never seen me or never talked to me IRL. And it seems kind of weird for me to say this, but when I'm doing this recording, I really do feel like you're here and like I'm talking to you. So Merry Christmas and thanks for being with me today, even if you listen to this not today. Wow, I promised that I would talk about the nodes changing axes. The nodes are going to shift in 2026, and that means karma, fate, destiny. Where the nodes go, eclipses go. So this is one of those weird hybrid years where we get a preview of the next series of eclipses. And so it's a big year. It's a big deal. And I want to start by saying that it's just in keeping with all of the other crazy things going on this year. It's been hard for me to kind of label the year. I was in a group meeting, a group workshop the other day, and afterwards I thought, I really didn't get to the heart of it. And part of it is because this year is going to be so many things that it's hard to kind of say, here's what it is. Let me just simply label 2026. So in an effort to do that, I want to reiterate what I've been saying all of 2025, but even more so with that Neptune, Saturn exact conjunction coming in February of 2026. This is a year of finishing some things we've been going through and launching a whole new phase of our life. Okay, that's what this year really is. It's the year of dismantling old structures. It's the year of closing doors that have needed to be closed and just getting ready to step through that new one. So there's something not quiteness about this year, right? And I think that's going to be the frustrating thing. Yeah, I think we are all ready to move on, right? Let's walk through that next door. And it's sort of like we put our toe through toward the end of this year, but we don't get to fully launch. We don't get to fully get into that next chapter. That's how I see this year working. I see it being frustrating. But if you are feeling frustrated, I want you to remember that we've got to close things out before we can fully walk through that next door, right? So it's an important year. It's gigantic. It's complicated. And it is the launch. See, it's already not that. It's like the pre-launch, right? It's the stuff we've got to do so that we can really jump through the portal. That's how I'm putting it. I hope that's helpful. And now let's get into the nodes. Okay, so first, there's always a thing about the nodes. You will hear astrologers talk about the mean nodes and the true nodes, and that's because these things jiggle around a little bit. Not really, but anyway, go with me. That's what it appears to be. I use the mean nodes always and for everything, because the other jiggle, I just don't find the payoff. But a lot of astrologers only use the true nodes for everything. Some astrologers use the true nodes for big world events, world predictions, or like when the nodes are changing. Some use them for eclipses, but then they use the mean for personal readings. All I can say is I use the mean nodes for everything. So I'm going to give you both dates when the true nodes change and when the mean nodes change. That's a whole astrology lesson that I don't have time to do here, but you can Google it, and you do you, right? Both are valid. So the nodes are moving from Pisces-Virgo to Leo-Aquarius. The North Node will be in Aquarius, and the South Node will be in Leo. So this happens if you're a true node kind of person. This happens on July 26th. If you are a mean node person, it happens on August 18th. At the end of the podcast, I'll give you the dates of the eclipses, okay? Because those are really important this year. Okay, so what does it mean? They spend 18 months on each axis. So the North Node spent 18 months in Pisces. It's going to spend 18 months in Aquarius, and after that, it will spend 18 months in Capricorn. You get it. South Node is always exactly opposite. North Node is expansion, life lessons, okay? So when we're talking about destiny, those of you who have had personal readings with me, you know I liken it to a toddler learning to walk. It's the destiny. We want our children to learn to walk. Yeah, that's a good goal. But while they're learning, they're going to get some bruises. They're going to fall down, go boom. That's the North Node. The North Node is taking us and saying, hey, learn lessons in this area, grow in this area, expand in this area. And when anything is new and life lessons are involved, it may not be the most fun moment in our lives, right? We might be like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. It's a little scary. Or I tried a thing and it didn't work. The goal with the North Node is then you keep trying because there are lessons and growth to be had. And beyond all that, it is fated that you grow in this area during this 18-month period. Okay. South Node, we know that's the opposite thing, right? That's the stuff we've already kind of mastered or we have in abundance and we need to let it go. Focus on the North. Release some of that South Node. Now, the problem with the South Node is because we know it, it's comfy cozy. And so we want to cling there. Sometimes it's like, no, the North Node is making me really nervous, or I'm really kind of scared about that. Or I had one of those hard bruises happen that Kate's always talking about, and I'm going to go hide in my South Node because that's my comfy blanket that I already understand. Don't do that thing. Don't you do that thing. It's okay to take a little breather there if you need to, but the goal is to release, let go. Now, always when we have oppositions, what is the true goal? Balance between the two. So when I say let go, I don't mean look at all that stuff where the South Node is and dump it out the window. That is not at all what I'm saying. I'm just saying don't sit there in comfort. Find that North Node energy, grow in that energy, and then find a way to find the balance between those two. There is no sign of the zodiac or house in our charts that we want to just cut out and throw away. That is not the goal. Balance is the goal. But that balance will come from releasing a little bit in the South Node area and adding and growing and leaning into the North Node. That's how we'll find the balance. With all of that said, let's talk about where this is all going. Leo-Aquarius, right? Aquarius is the people. Aquarius is authenticity. It's forward thinking. It's looking to the future. It's innovation. It can be technology. But people, I'm a Hellenistic astrologer. The rulership system is an ancient system. Please do not assign Uranus to Aquarius. The ancients who created that system didn't know there was such a planet. The ruler of Aquarius, I know people don't like to hear this, but it's Saturn. It is Saturn. So it's about work and goals, right? Saturn-like structure. And remember, this year is all about dissolving structures. That's that Neptune-Saturn conjunction in February. Really starts before then. It's really, we've already dipped into it, but that's when it goes exact. It's about dissolving old structures and building new ones that fit this new chapter of our life. So we have to look ahead. What do we need to let go of? What's just outworn? What is just no longer the way we want to define ourselves? What's that new vision? Because that's where Aquarius North Node, we need to put that hard work, and we need to build the structure that carries us forward. What is that structure? Well, partly we can think about it as being more about community, less self and more about community. Why? Partly because the South Node is in Leo, where we shine, where we get the attention. You guys who are trying to get famous, do anything, I'm not saying don't get famous. So hold on just a bit. Don't click out of the podcast. You get to be famous. It's all good. But when you're trying to get that Leo recognition, how do you get that? By better serving the collective. How do you stand in the spotlight because you're really bringing something new forward, Aquarius, because you're bringing something forward that nobody else is saying. So you want to be an influencer? Groovy, you get to do that. We're not saying ditch Leo, right? Where the South Node is. This nodal shift is saying, yes, how do you get more authentic, more innovative, more fresh? And isn't that what being a true influencer is all about, right? And whatever thing you want to do to kind of stand in the spotlight, you want to be famous or be known. This isn't about fame always. It's about recognition. How do you want to be recognized? How do you want to gain respect? That's what Leo is, right? Respect, recognition, fame, all of those things. It's going to be about getting really new, really fresh, looking ahead. Say that thing that other people haven't already said. You do you, but you do it with the intent of bringing something new and wonderful to the collective. So I want the spotlight, but it's because I want to in some way serve. Have you gotten too into your ego? Have you gotten too into sort of this comfortable message, in whatever area of life that falls for you? Have you gotten so into this message that you've been talking about for a really long time that you're just like pushing it? It's pushing an old idea, agenda, message, style. I'm thinking of all the kind of ways this can show up. Influencers, that message you've been selling needs an upgrade. I know a lot of us don't want to hear this, right? It's like, but I've worked so hard on this. Not saying ditch the whole thing, but how do you upgrade it? And how do you think more of what you want to bring out for the good of the community you're trying to serve or reach or appeal to or lead? Fill in the language, right? Now, you know what I'm going to say. Look at a couple of things. Aquarius and Leo in your natal chart. Those houses are going to tell you the topics. There's a way in which this is general information, general energy for all of us. But where are you going to really focus it? Really have to consider this kind of growth and change and new energy. That's going to be in the houses. Where's Aquarius? That's where you need to grow. That's where you need to put more effort, more attention. You need to move toward that Aquarius house. Is it your first house? That's you. You do you. Think more of you and your authentic self and changing up maybe your presentation, right? Your very personal statement. Fourth house, is home and family. 5th house, children and creativity, creative projects. 7th is primary relationships. 10th is career. 11th, your tribe. 12th is a difficult house. That's solitude and mental health, things like that. Okay, I did them all except a few. 2nd, finances. 3rd, siblings and communication. What else did I miss? 6th, that's physical health. How do you need to lean into your physical health? What else did I miss? 8th, that's joint finances, debt, investments, those kinds of things need to grow in that area. 9th, higher education, spirituality, and I think I got them all. Sorry, that's out of order. That was crazy that I did that, right? But I have to tell you, it's Christmas Day, and I'm not going to go back and re-record that. So I hope you stay with that. Anyway, everybody listening to me at this point knows how to look at their chart for their houses, right? If you don't, you need to book a reading. Prices are going up in 2026. Book it now. Get on the books. With all of that said, I think you get where we're going. I think that kind of summed it up, and I don't want this to be too long, but I do want to give you the dates that are important. Solar eclipse, North Node eclipse in Aquarius on February 17th. Y'all, this is going to be important because we've got Aquarius. This is going to give you some hints about what's to come. This is a preview of 2027 for sure. Then March 3rd, we've got the total, and those are always stronger, total lunar eclipse in Virgo. This is kind of wonderful. I don't have time to go into all the details, but just know this, while a total eclipse is usually really kabang and we're all like reeling for a while, this is a kind of wonderful eclipse because it's making some really positive aspects. So expect really faded opportunities and expect some good luck stuff to come from this one. I'm kind of loving this, which I normally don't with total eclipses. Then on August 12th, we've got a total solar eclipse in Leo. This is a South Node eclipse. And so look at messages and faded happenings that are kind of telling you how to readjust in that Leo area of your life. What do you need to let go of? What do you need to tone down, maybe? So Leo is bright. It's ruled by the sun, and this is a solar eclipse. What part of that Leo area or Leo themes, recognition, fame, all that stuff we already talked about, what part of that do you need to turn down? There are going to be some faded things that happen that kind of go right here, tone this stuff down, right? Or let go of this, adjust in this area. And then finishing out eclipses for this year, for 2026, we've got the final eclipse in Pisces. So that's important. This is a partial lunar eclipse. And like I said, it is the last one in Pisces. So this is kind of like the grand finale. This is the closing act of the nodes giving you those messages, and they won't come back for another 18 years. What do you need to close out here in that house in your natal chart where Pisces lives? And Pisces is what? It's spirituality. You've probably been growing over the past year, somehow spiritually, somehow in that finding your tribe, finding people, or at least searching desperately for the people that you have soul bonds with, really diving into intuition. And there's been kind of a sense of urgency around that deep dive into the waters of Pisces, into the waters of spirituality. This doesn't mean give up your spirituality because it's moving on. Think of it more as bring it to a place where you're like, yeah, I got this. You know, I got this. I know who I am spiritually. I know who my soul bonded tribe is. I feel aligned with my intuitive self. And any of those like final threads that need to be handled to kind of get you to that place of feeling comfortable, yeah, you could get a kick in the butt during this eclipse saying right here, make an adjustment right here, because this is it. This is fate pushing you over that finishing line. Finishing line? How do you say that? You know what I mean? Crossing that finishing line so that you can move on. This one's interesting. Final eclipses always are. They always bring a lot. So get ready for this. Anyway, I know that's a lot. I've gone long. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for all of you. Again, if you celebrate it, Merry Christmas. Get on my books, even if it's for late next year. Get on the calendar right now. Prices are going up for everybody, even existing clients. I'm sorry, I've got to raise it just a little bit. And yeah, that's all I've got. I hope it's helpful. I really am grateful for all of you. January's a big month with a gazillion kazimis. Set your intentions. I'll talk about that next time. And until then, go out and seize the energies of the stars. This is my wish for you always, and I'll talk to you in about a week. Bye.